Hello, welcome to my new YouTube channel Intelligence Hunt. In this video, we are going to see Class 8 History Chapter 2 from Trade to Territory. In this chapter, we are going to see how the East India Company came to India only for trading and later on how they started to battle and ultimately took the control of the Indian country under the British rule. I want you people to take up this chapter as more of a story so that we can learn how the East India Company came to India for only trading and later on it was under the control of British. So it all started with the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. So he was one of the last and most powerful ruler in the Mughal Empire. After the decline of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, there was none other person who was powerful to rule the Indian country. It was at that time the British East India Company started to gain its momentum in our Indian country for the trading. In 1600, East India Company acquired charter from Queen Elizabeth I in order to do the trading with the East. This meant that no other trading group in England could compete with the East India Company. There were already many traders from Portuguese, Dutch and all other mercantile trading companies were making profit primarily by excluding the competition so that they could buy cheap and sell there. Portuguese established much before in Goa. As we know that Vasco da Gama was the first person to find out the sea route to India and it was discovered in 1498. Next we will see what were the various products which were in demand. All the traders from different countries demanded same commodities such as pepper, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon, fine cotton and the silk materials. They reduced the profits and tried to remove the rival competitors. There were various steps which were taken in the 17th and 18th century where the British East India Company sank each other's ship, blockaded the routes, prevented the rival ships from moving with supplies of goods. Trade was carried on with arms. Trading posts were protected through fortification. This all things led to the rise in the conflict. Now we will see how the East India Company begins the trade in the Bengal. The first English factory was set up near Hooghly in the year 1651. The company traders or factors were operated. The factory had warehouses where goods for export were stored and also had offices where company officials were sitting there. Company asked merchants and traders to settle near the factories. In the year of 1696, fort was built around the settlement. 2 years later, East India Company bribed the Mughals and it gave the company the zamindari rights for 3 villages. Among that one was Calcutta or Kolkata. Aurangzeb issued a firman which is called as a royal order giving the right to trade the duty free, but we have to pay the duty. The company refused to pay the duty, so which led to the heavy loss in revenue for the Bengal. By the early 18th century, the conflict between the company and the Nawabs of Bengal intensified. The most powerful rulers of Bengal or the Nawabs of Bengal are Murshid Quli Khan, followed by Alivardi Khan and Sirajuddaula. As all these Nawabs of Bengal refused concessions and denied the right to mint coins and expand the forts, the company said the unjust demand of local officials was ruining the trade. Next we will see about the important battle of Plassey. So it's a name from a Persian name called Plassey or Palash tree that means flowers, which is used in the Holi. After Alivardi Khan died in 1756, Sirajuddaula became the Nawab of Bengal. The company wanted a puppet ruler and his rivals as Nawab. Sirajuddaula asked company not to interfere in political dominion and pay the revenue. He marched 30,000 soldiers to factory at Kazim Bazar, captured the company officials, locked the warehouses, disarmed all Englishmen and blockaded the English ships. At that time, Robert Clive was the Governor General in Madras who sent the naval fleets to Bengal and led the battle. Sirajuddaula lost all the troops under Mir Jafar, never fought as Mir Jafar was promised by Clive to become the Nawab. Battle was the first major victory of company in India. After the defeat at Plassey, Sirajuddaula was assassinated and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab. Company wanted a role in the administration for expansion of trade. Sometimes puppet Nawabs were not giving all rights to maintain their dignity. When Mir Jafar protested, Mir Qasim was made the Nawab. Mir Qasim was defeated in the Battle of Buxar in the year 1764, and again Mir Jafar was reinstalled to the position. Now the Nawab had to pay rupees 5 lakh every month. After the death of Mir Jafar in 1765, Clive ordered, "We must indeed become Nawabs ourselves." So in 1765, the company was declared as Diwan of Province of Bengal. Diwani allowed company to use revenue sources from Bengal. Now, revenues from India could finance company expenses to purchase textile, maintain troops, and build forts and offices. Robert Clive had come to Madras from England in 1743 at the age of 18. In 1767, when he left India, his Indian fortune was worth 4,01,102 pounds. He was appointed as a governor of Bengal in 1764 in order to remove the corruption in company administration. In 1772, he was cross-examined by the British Parliament, which was suspicious of his vast wealth. In 1774, he was acquitted and committed suicide. Those Britishers who amassed wealth in India and moved back to Britain to lead the good life were known as the Nawabs, the anglicized version of the Indian word Nawab. Next, we will see about the expansion of the company rule. So, if you see, the British East India Company did not have a direct military attack over the Nawabs of the Bengal or the rulers of the India. There was use of political, economic and diplomatic methods. After Battle of Buxar, company appointed residents in Indian states, political agents to serve the company's interests. Company forced the states into a subsidiary alliance. Indian rulers were not allowed to have their independent armed forces. They were to be protected by the company but pay for the subsidiary forces that the company was supposed to maintain. If payment was not made, territory was taken as penalty. Where Richard Wellesley was the Governor General, the Nawab of Awadh, who forced to give over half of his territory to the company in the year 1801 as he failed to pay for the subsidiary forces. Hyderabad was also forced to cede territories on similar grounds. Next, we are going to see about Tipu Sultan, who is the Tiger of Mysore. He was a ruler in the year of 1782. It was a direct military confrontation occurred in Mysore. Mysore grew under Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Mysore controlled profitable trade of Malabar coast. In 1785, Tipu Sultan stopped the export of sandalwood, pepper and cardamom. Tipu Sultan established relations with French and modernized his army. Four wars were fought with Mysore: 1767 to 69, 1780 to 84, 1790 to 92 and in 1799. In last war, Battle of Srirangapatnam, the combined attack of Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad and company. The company ultimately won a victory. Tipu Sultan was killed defending his capital Srirangapatnam. Tipu was forced to sign a treaty, a dealing with the Britisher by which two of his sons were taken away as hostages. Tipu's toy tiger, kept in Victoria and Albert Museum in London and was taken away in the year 1799. The next topic that we are going to look is about the war with Marathas. The Marathas were subdued in a series of wars. In the first war that ended in 1782 with the Treaty of Salbai, there was no clear victory. The second Anglo-Maratha war, which took place in 1803 to 1805, was fought on different fronts, resulting in the British gaining Orissa and the territories north of the Yamuna River, including Agra and Delhi. Finally, the Third Anglo-Maratha War of 1817 to 1899 crushed the Maratha power. Next is about the claim to paramountcy. Paramountcy is nothing but the supreme power of the Britishers. From the early 19th century, company went on with aggressive territorial expansion. Under Lord Hastings, which took place in 1813 to 1823, a paramountcy was introduced. Lot of things happen in this paramountcy. Exceptional cases were annexation of Kittur in Karnataka. Here, Rani Chennamma led an anti-British resistance movement, was arrested in 1824 and she died in prison in 1829. However, Rayana, a poor chowkidar of Sangoli in Kittur, carried on the resistance. He was caught and hanged in 1830. There was total control whole of the south. We had certain wars with Afghanistan which took place in 1833 to 1842 and established indirect company rule. In 1843 Sindh was annexed. In 1849 Punjab was annexed. Doctrine of lapse is a policy which was devised by Lord Dalhousie, who was the Governor General from 1848 to 1856. The policy tells that if an Indian ruler died without a male heir, his kingdom would lapse, that is, become the part of the company territory. So, by using this policy, they annexed Satara in 1848, Sambalpur in 1850, Udaipur in 1852, Nagpur in 1853, and Jhansi in 1854. Awadh in 1856, stating they were obliged by duty to remove misgovernment, and Nawab was deposed. War of 1857 broke out and Awadh joined. Next topic that we are going to see is about the new administration which took place under Warren Hastings from the year 1733 to 1785. The British territories were divided into presidencies under governors: Bengal, Madras and Bombay. Warren Hastings, the first Governor General, introduced several administrative reforms mainly in justice. Each district have two courts, a criminal court called Faushdari Adalat under Quasi and a civil court Diwani Adalat under Mufti. Brahmin Pandits gave different interpretation of Hindu laws. The Regulating Act of 1773 was formed. The new Supreme Court was established, while a court of appeal, the Sadar Nizamat Adalat, was also set up at Calcutta. Indian district had collector whose role was to collect revenue and maintain law and order, and his office was called collectorate. Next topic is about the company army. The colonial rule in India brought in some new ideas of administration and reform, but its power rested on its military strength. The Mughal army was mainly composed of cavalry, savars, trained soldiers on horseback, and infantry, that is Paidal, foot soldiers. They were given training in archery and the use of sword. The cavalry dominated the army, and the Mughal state did not feel the need to have a large professionally trained infantry. Finally, we have come to the conclusion of this chapter. The East India Company started as a trading company. To further its trading interests, the company started to interfere in the local politics and later on took control of local administration. Steam technology came in early 19th century. Steamships reduced journey of 6 to 8 months to 3 weeks. By 1857, company directly ruled 63% territory and 78% population. We have come to the end of this chapter from trade to territory. Hope you like my video. Please subscribe, share and comment on my videos.